I'm Osei-Frimpong, and you come to me because I'm going to give you a non-obvious case for a program that is looking to be gutted in the next future if you don't come up with better arguments for why it should be kept. Welfare, right? So it's not obvious why we should have welfare. Some people say that like they just don't want to walk around people starving, or it tears their hearts out to see people without the means to survive. So we need some sort of welfare program. That is an emotional argument that might not actually carry the day, because there is a problem. Every resource that someone takes up is something that's produced by someone else, and we need to understand that we live in a quality of society where people make things for other people. And pretty much everything that we interact with has been manicured by some other hands for our consumption. And unless we want to have exploitative relationships where the poor get to exploit the makers, the takers get to exploit the makers, we need to account for why the takers need stuff or should have stuff provided for them. And it's funny because it's actually a very similar argument to what I've just sketched out from the other side, from the other point of view. And I want to put my cards on the table. This argument is formulated, the argument I'm about to give you is formulated throughout history by indirectly through a couple very key thinkers, from Aristotle to Hobbes, but like nobody actually ever puts it together. So you might be getting the new news about the case for welfare. And this is inspired or crystallized in my mind when I was with my kids watching the first episode of Korra, The Adventures of Korra. It's the next show that's after Avatar: The Last Airbender, The Adventures of Korra. So Korra, let me paint a picture. Korra comes from her place she's an Inuit, or, she lives out in the tundra. She comes into the city, and her first time into the city, she goes fishing into a pond and tries to kill some wild game and then sleeps in a park she sleeps in a park. She fishes for wild games in a local pond, and is astonished that she gets a ticket for these things. She's astonished that she gets a ticket for sleeping in a park and trying to fish from a local place, because she's used to a natural world where, you get to eat what you kill and all of that stuff. She's not used to a well-regulated society where you need licenses to do things. You need licenses to sleep in a park. You need licenses to be in a pond. You need licenses to earn your keep. In a well-regulated society, you cannot eat unless you abide by the rules of society. So it imposes a quality of unfreedom and promises you a way to earn better freedom. Except in America, we impose this quality of unfreedom without actually securing you a way under the laws that's still free, that's still not alienating to earn your keep, right? So what if I just want to whore myself out or sell ketamine to kids? Because apparently kids, if you get them hooked, they really like ketamine, and you have lifelong customers, right? So what if I want to do that? Well, we have laws against that. So you are frustrating my ability to earn my keep with your regulations, because we live in a well-regulated society. Well, we live in a regulated society. Whether those regulations are well-regulated, that's an issue. So I have to earn my living according to your rules I'm alienated from, functionally. So I'm not allowed to earn my keep my way. I have to earn my keep your way. And that is a form of oppression. So the way to get around that is say, like, all right, so you don't have to actually earn your keep our way. We will allow you the time to figure out how to earn your keep our way in a way that's meaningful to you. We're not going to just force you to earn your keep my way, according to alienated laws. Because a lot of people, could sell drugs, but they're not allowed to, right? So society forces us to earn our keep. They have taken away our access to a world outside of society, because we've governed every inch of this land, right? And Aristotle's pretty clear that a state actually controls all acts in the state. This state controls all acts. There's just an area of discretion within its control, but every act that we do is governed by our Constitution. It's just that our Constitution allows us an area of discretion within these government acts. Like it controls who we marry. We can't be polygamous or bigamous. It controls who we have sex with. We can't have sex. We can't be incestuous. It controls every aspect of our lives. It just allows us discretion within its control. But the fact that it does control every aspect of our lives, and we can't get our needs met our own way, means that this government also owes us a way to meet our needs within its way. Does that make sense? I hope that, because this is, like I said, a non-obvious argument for why regulated states need welfare in order to be just, right? Because I can't just go sell kids meth the way I want to earn a living, right? And so you need me to not do that. Well, while I figure out a way to earn money in a way that you find appropriate, you gotta let me live. Because I could do it naturally. I could do it by shirking the laws of society and earning my keep the way I'd like to. But you put me in jail for that. So if you want me to earn my keep the way you want, if you want me to participate in society on your terms, you need to allow me enough, the means to find terms that I agree with. Right. So you need to allow some sort of welfare provision, because I could earn money the other way. You could. So if you want to say that I live in a free society, you have to allow me a way to participate in society to earn the keep the way I would if I were, in nature and without your regulations. Right? So the argument for welfare is that we want a well-regulated society where people don't just do whatever they want in order to get the money and the means in which they to fulfill their needs. We want them to fulfill their needs in a way that's congruent with what we've decided society should be. And because that's the case, we need to give people the way to earn money and also the resources to figure out a way to earn money in a way that's congruent with society, right? So this is also an argument for a federal job guarantee, right? Because we've curtailed so many other ways of living in America, we need to make sure that everybody who lives in America has a way to live in it in a way that's appropriate to an American, right? So this is once again, it's an argument for welfare, and it's also an argument for a federal job guarantee. Because nobody gets to live in this country naturally anymore. I don't get to just eat people's pets if I feel like eating people's pets. But what if I want to? What if that's how I want to fulfill my needs? Well, then you need to give me another means of securing my daily bread if I can't do it the way I would want to. And you need to actually have that be an attractive means, lest I'm just alienated and a slave for your state. Right? So that is the other case for welfare. Welfare in an organized state. It's not necessarily about I don't want to see starving babies. It's no, I'm saying, the state is saying that I can't feed my family the way I want to feed them. I have to feed it the way the state wants it to. That means the state needs to give me the opportunity and the means to feed my family the way they want it to, in a way that's still consistent with my sensibilities. Lest it's just oppression. So if you're going to make me live under your regulations that say that I can't fish and sleep where I want to, and I got to build my house to code and all that stuff, then you need to give me the means. You need to compensate me, make me whole for succumbing to your draconian regulations, right? So there you go. That is That is the other case. If you want for me to live by your laws, you need to compensate me for earning my keep the way you want me to earn the keep, as opposed to the way I want to earn the keep. And so that it's not just like an order of slavery. By the way, if you haven't heard this argument, you need to go to www.funkyacademic.com, kick in $5, $15, or $50 a month, because you'll be giving this argument for the rest of your life, because the other arguments are going to be based on feelings, and mine are based on the rule of law and the laws that we enforce upon people who might not necessarily choose those laws. Right? We need to compensate them for living a way of life that they would not otherwise choose in order to make them whole. Right? So that's the case for welfare. Now, we want them to be productive, not just, sucking. So we need to offer them jobs, and the compensation needs to be at that minimum. But mostly we need to offer them good jobs that still agree with their sensibilities, lest those jobs are just another form of alienation, where they actually contribute to society on our terms. But the welfare is just to compensate them for not breaking laws and earning their keep the way they would like to. All right. So I hope that you want to come say hi to the people. All right, come say hi to the people. This is my middle.
Hi, people.
Hi, honey. Come look at yourself in the camera. There you are. All right, hi, people. All right, I guess one of my other ones wants to say hi too. All right. Well, let's get out of here. You can get your moment too. Let's and then I'll cut off and we'll talk about next lessons. All right, come say hi to the people.
Hi, people.
Hi, people. All right, this is my youngest. He runs a 5:54 mile. A 5:54 mile. He just turned 8. I think that's incredible. The other one, the one you saw before, she ran a 6:04. So I have fast kids. All right, nice work, kiddo. I'll see you soon. Let me just wrap up the show, okay? Okay. All right, let's go. Someone says, hey, Bayard. Can you say, hi, LA born?
Hi, LA born.
D. Clove. All right. I got to go. All right. So thank you for your time. Remember, the case for welfare is that if we're expected to live in a regulated society where we need licenses to do all of the things we'd like to do, then you need to supplement and make whole those people who feel those licenses are oppressive, so that they're not just living under tyranny, who could otherwise and would be willing to otherwise work their own way. I want to sell ketamine to youth, but you don't want me to do that. So you need to give me what you need to make that frustration, make me whole in the midst of my frustration, because I don't get to earn money the way I would like to. By the way, if you appreciate what I'm doing, and I think you should, lest you squander your life and screw up your kids, if you want your kids to be more like my kids, then go to www.funkyacademic.com and kick in $5, $15, or $50 a month, because I'm going to give away all the secrets. Now, your significant other might not like that, because a lot of the secrets are going to be that your significant other is wrong about this, and these are the reasons why. But I want you to raise better kids, lest they get eaten by my kids, and I don't want that. I want your kids to be colleagues with my kids rather than to be prey. So go to www.funkyacademic.com, kick in $5, $15, or $50 a month, and I'll keep putting out shows in which I give away all the secrets and all the arguments that you're not going to hear any other place. There's nothing else in the comments. I'm going to cut off this show. Thank you for your time, and I appreciate you. Peace.